Hello, this is Daniel Val. Sorry that it took me 10 seconds to talk, but I just wanted to welcome you all to this first edition of Mid-Atlantic TV, and I'm going to, simply put, just press play on the Mid-Atlantic TV episode, one of them, so that I can have some music played. It's interesting. 1981, the year after my mom graduated. She was like 4 months graduated, and that's when the Mid-Atlantic started. And here, September 19th, 1981. 19th. September 19th, 1981. That's the second episode. That's going to be the music I play right here. Because it's the only one that wasn't started playing yet. That's the Money in the Bank promo for the pay-per-view, not this Sunday, but the next. Okay. There you go. Now, they had a new TV champion, Cowboy Ron Bass, or just Ron Bass. They spoke about him. They wanted to talk about one little subject because the individual's there. Oh yeah, talk about Roddy Piper before he was the Hot Rod. He was still Roddy Piper, but I don't think they call him Rowdy yet. He had Abdullah the Butcher, and they were. He had a feud with Chief Floyd McDaniel, which they spoke about at the time. They're going to talk about it later on. He said, David Crockett said to Bob Caudle, "As you know, last week, we would not let them on the program because of the situation between the three. Thought about it, and with the cards, letters from the fans, basically, people are demanding that they see them because they are a top talent. They are really three of the best in the world. So you can't deny one without denying the other." And Bob said he understood the fans' reaction. Because we always want to see the best. Not just in professional wrestling, but in any sport or any show we watch. We'd like to see the best they have to offer. We will, like in regular TV shows, we want to see the best storylines. Same thing with pro wrestling. So they said because they want to give them the best, even if it means bringing them Piper, McDaniel, and the Butcher, then they're gonna do it. Bob said, if not this week, then later. He said also this week you're going to see Rick Steamboat, Jay Youngblood, Sergeant Slaughter, of course, Outlaw Ron Bass, we already mentioned. Also, Ole Anderson is going to be there. Matter of fact, he was teaming up with Roddy Piper in that episode. That, not only are they unusual Talk about contrasting styles big time. As far as people go, they are extremely contrasted. Out came TV champion Ron Bass to talk. He's got the title around his waist. First he said, "Thank you very much, Bob." And then he said, "Since I've been in the area a very short time now, but I've never seen things happen the way it's been happening around here." Wahoo McDaniel, with his feud with Roddy Piper, and Piper's brought in is, of course, Joel the Butcher. Then he said, "I'm going to tell you something, right, Piper? Your days are numbered, because the big chief's on your warpath. I'm going to tell you something else, too. Understand Ole Anderson, Ric Flair, they still got their thing going. It's hot and heavy. All I'm going to do is I'm way back there. When somebody says, 'Bass, I need some help,' I want you to come out here and let's clean up some of this stuff." Rewind it a little bit. Accidentally went back. Oh, good. It's a good thing I went back because I got to the part I wanted to see. It said, "If anybody out there asks me for help, son, I'm going to help them." They go to the big screen to show what the participants for the first match. Very different. Instead of having a ring announcer announce or introduce the competitors, is Bob Caudle. First person they showed is Mike Miller on the screen. This was a tag team bout for 10 minutes. And Mike Miller was from Georgia, weighed 245 pounds. And his partner from Texas, who weighed 260 pounds, is Ricky Harris. Against Ricky, the Dragon Steamboat, or just Ricky Steamboat, and Jay Youngblood. Now, I had actually seen the first 3 episodes of this. So I'm pretty sure that Steamboat and Youngblood won this match. Youngblood just tagged in Steamboat. Steamboat did a double thrust to the throat, or to the face, of Mike Davis' tag team partner. Top rope crossbody into a 3 count. I wonder why they don't ever think about doing short matches like these today. Let me add on. Why don't they ever stop to think about just having more pre-recorded comments before they even go on the air? That way they wouldn't waste everybody's time and they could go straight to action. Now, I love it. I still love the product. I just think that that's part of why people don't like it like they used to. I mean, even something like what Vince just announced Monday night as a wild card rule, where any 3 superstars can appear on Raw from SmackDown, or anybody from SmackDown can appear on Raw at any time. Even that, somebody actually didn't like that, but I thought it was a great way to really make it feel like things are unpredictable, because it's true. with this rule, anybody, and I mean anybody, can show up. You don't know who it could be. Anyway, Sergeant Slaughter is actually gonna come out after the commercial break against Ron Ritchie. And one thing about Sergeant Slaughter, his finisher was always the camel clutch. So that means that he won with the camel clutch, because this was in the 80s, and it wasn't until the mid to late 90s when they stopped having jobbers or people that got paid to lose. And you could tell that's who Sergeant Slaughter's opponent was. Let's see what his name was. Ron Ritchie. You could tell just by the way he was built, the way he moved around in the ring, he was paid to lose. By the way, Sergeant Slaughter won with a gut buster, or I think we may call it gut wrench. I'm not sure. They even show a replay of the match and everything. They even do a slow motion to show the impact of one move that Sergeant Slaughter did, where he put his knee right in the gut of Ron Ritchie, and then he let him fall to sell the move. So that was great. It's a great idea in those days, showing in slow motion. I'd have to look at the names. Oh yeah, Jim Nelson and Jake Roberts. Ole Anderson actually came out with Ricky Steamboat, encouraging Jim Nelson on, because I think because of Jake the Snake wanting to get in a program with at least Ole Anderson, who was one half of the World Tag Team Champions at the time. And here came Jake the Snake hitting the DDT on Jim Nelson. Just so brand new that he didn't even win with the DDT yet in this match. He went for the knee lift. Hooks the leg, 2, 3. He wanted, no doubt about it, he wanted to face Ole Anderson in a tag team match for the titles. And as I continue talking about these episodes, you'll see why. Ron Bass came out to help Jake the Snake with Piper and Anderson. And Ole's about to say something. Bob Caudle. Ole said, you always talk about people that don't listen, don't have law and order and everything else. You know, as well as I do that, if I would go in that ring or Piper, it's not a match where we sign a contract. That's somebody's go and say, in other words, we could get suspended or we could get in trouble. Whatever happens to be